Okay, now we have two images here, right? So now how are we going to play all these shapes together to combine into a picture? Okay, now in order not to be locked by this perspective setting that is mathematical of the camera itself, right? Well, we will recompose the whole thing by cutting out shapes. But of course, I don't have scissors here, I don't cut it out, I just copy pretty much, I just roughly copy the big shapes. Now don't look at each thing, look at the whole shape that connects. Now don't worry about what it looks like. It's not so critical about what it looks like. It's more critical about how these whole shapes create the picture design. Okay, so in order not to have you locked inside the still mathematical format, right? Now we work with odd shapes, like longer shapes. Okay, for example, the first one we work with this kind of shape. Okay, so now you can take shapes from here. Okay, let's say for example I take this shape. Okay, so I may be taking some sort of shape like that. Okay, so this is my shape, Okay, so I start somewhere. It can be anywhere, and then don't worry about some place that is being blank. Okay, it doesn't matter. Because why? It's all shape interaction to create the space. Now, and then you have all the freedom to change it. Now, if you think it doesn't work for you, just change it according to your needs. Okay, so I have a shape like this. Right, it doesn't look like anything yet. Right, so then you can pick out another shape. Let's say you want this shape with the figure. Right, maybe this one, a very dark one with the figure. Right, how about that? So now let it interact. Don't lock it dead. Don't place it so that they are like as if they are scared of each other. Right. So do it in a way that they can overlap and then play, and then you can change size. Feel free to change the size, and then feel free to play more variation with it. So I'm looking at it. If I have not enough space to draw, forget it. Doesn't matter. Right. So now I have a figure here, right, that connects with this shape. Now, okay, so this is what I have. Now, I don't even know where the dark one goes, so forget it. I let the next shape find it, right? And then remember, consciously check all these sides of the shape so that you create more design rhythm. Don't let it be like that, same size and then not changing. Give it a chance to have some variations. Okay, so now we find another one. Okay, maybe this shape. How about this one? Alright, so now we just see. Now I have a bigger one. Then maybe I squeeze it a little bit. So just change ideas. Just change ideas. Don't worry about how it looks like. You're not ready to design it yet. Just play it first to see what kind of possibility you have. Right. So don't worry so badly like you don't get anything yet. Right, it will turn out very nice because of all these variations. So you can have like small shape, let's say, you can have smaller shape. Right, so that you change all kind of design possibilities. Right, so until a while it really becomes like a designer of all kind of patterns. Now see that? It looks like some kind of drawing as if I'm really looking at it. But actually I never. I'm just randomly pick any shape and just fix them together. Right, you see that? So now you can work from this side also if you want to be a bit more flexible and exploring a little bit more. So you can work from the other side, you can work from the floor, you can work from the sky. You can even pick shapes like nothing there. For example, I play games now, I pick the shape that has got nothing there. So how about I pick this shape, there's nothing there. So I'm going to use this shape to create something, right? Yeah. So as if I have the building behind. See that? Now, see, it's very flexible. See, now I have buildings behind as my design. You see that? So not necessarily the positive side, it's also the negative. So all these layers is going to interact with each other. They're going to create space for you. And depending on how you move from one place to another, that's the next step you're going to do. But now we look at the shapes first. Right? So this gives you a lot of flexibility. Okay. So now even like logos. Okay, so I play logos together with building now. Right, how about this one? Okay, so now I can even overlap it, So my logos come to here. Now I lose this one. So now I kill just now what I have. Right, I can do that too, Yeah. So, okay, so that's what I have. with a logo. See that? It's approximate even. I don't even draw it accurately. Right? So now, slowly you can see, you can come from here. Okay, if you come from here, you can take, okay, let's say I want a white light from here. So I play the whole bright region. Okay, so don't let this be the same. Break it at different place. You can even, let's say this angle is not what you want, you can even change the angle. Let's say I change the angle. Okay, so I change the angle. Right, so just explore and then be very flexible, you know. So I'm taking this shape, you know. Alright. Okay, so I have some things that comes out and then change. Right, and then I can be taking different shape also. So I can be taking this shape. See how I have a composition. Now if I never tell you this and that, right, you will even believe that this is a space. See that? So by looking at just this picture, now not even these two pictures, you will believe that, as if I've drawn it correctly. But if you look at the perspective setting and all these perspective and drawing, it's all wrong. Right? But how come you wouldn't know? See, I teach you a trick, right? How you make it look right. You know, see how our eyes work on things. Our eyes look at things through sequence. So as long as you have one place that you can move to the next, then the sequence will be sound. Okay, so for example, let's say you have this, right? Now all you need to do is you create gaps. Now, so this one you can move to here, right? So if I have gaps, right, in between, right, now I can move from place to place. Now of course this is through understanding of how your eyes behave. But in art, how do we do that? We are actually creating, like just now what we mentioned, the different tone range, isn't it? So you have dark, you have middle, you have light, so you can move into each other, right? So you can even create blockage, like say for example right now, I want to create a space that has got layers. So I decide what is dark, what is light. So if I have, you know, things like dark here, let's say I have a shape that is dark. And this creates another dimension. Say, if this shape is dark, let's say, you know, so I can recreate another shape. Let's say I can make things here, you know, so I can create another shape. Right. So then I have this piece is one shape, and then so it moves from, so now you have your dark shape here, right, is different from this dark shape here, is at different space. Why? Because this is in front, that's behind, this is further behind. See that? So this is how you create space. Right? So there's no need to follow the mathematic deadly. You know, the mathematical format deadly. There's a lot of possibility that you can play. So if you connect them, you know, if you connect them slowly, you have different space. Say if you have another dark shape, no, you can even have figure. Let's say, and figure can have dark and light also, reverse. See that? Now, that's how you create all kind of different space in it. Just now you have figure, right? So now we recreate the figure. Okay? Now, see that? Now, you can have the dark one exit to the light through soft tone. See that? And the light one can change to the dark again. See that? So this is how you create all kind of visual composition, right? Now, you can even create space by creating dark shapes in front even. See that? So follow your pattern that you have. You can create shadow, you can create forms, you can create objects, you can create buildings, you know? Right. So this is how you get different layer of space. Then you create different kind of soft edge darkness, and that gets you all kind of space structure. This is how when you work from live, right, you have all kind of possibilities. Now see, I work to the back, to give you the front side also will work. See that? I can also soften it and change so that you create different layers. See that? It's so flexible. Now see how many layers of space I have now? Right? So if I play some softening and all this, right, then I have a lot of variation in it. Then only you work on the next level. So if you know how it plays in big shape, you can go to the next level. Okay, so now smaller one. So now you can start drawing your things. Right? So it will make sense. Right? Yeah, so whatever you see there, you can find all the stories and then you can create different things in it. See that? So now you have windows, you have whatever you like. Right. I'm too excited. Okay. Okay, see that? Now, it's just one charcoal, you know, if you have different kind of tone and color, you can create wonder. See that? And then your drawings, you know, all these drawings stand on it. See, now if you understand, you anyhow draw your work also. Yeah. You understand? So it's the combined structure that gives you the thing. Now, same thing, you can go vertical. So this is how you create space from the big shapes. Now, start from the shape design first. Now, one of the things that you always have problem is you are locked by the illustrative structure of the object. So, oh, that's a figure. Okay, I must draw, finish the figure. Okay, that's a 10, there's a logo, I must be. No, it doesn't have to be that. You can actually find like what you need and then combine the shape. Now, I can combine this figure, you know, with part of the building, right? Now, until you are really conscious, right? Design comes from shapes, not from things, right? You don't care about which thing, you care about how it forms a shape. And then of course, after a while, because you're training with shape, you start getting more sensitive to the size and variation of shape. Now, what do my variation? Now, variation means, for example, sometimes the line can be very long, sometimes the line can be very short, you know, and sometimes the line forms curvature. Now, it doesn't look like curvature, but actually it slowly forms a curvature. Sometimes the curvature can be a little bit more, you know, right? So it's, you know, different kind of speed of it. Sometimes you have lines that change speed by itself, you know. All these factors, they create all kind of flexible level of shape to create more design flexibility for you. So think about all these things when you work. There are a lot in here. So all you can play is by changing, moving your pencil or marker or whatever around and check. Now, if you do want, you can cut it out, you know, and paste, and then overlap, you know. There are many ways. You can take your glue and then you cut out and then you paste it, and then you can take back the same picture and then cut another part and then paste it, and then leave some blank. The blank space is as useful, right? So if you have paper, let's say you have paper, now some place then maybe you paste it in like this, right? Okay, you have blank space. So think about how this blank space also give you some sort of design. Maybe you paste another piece, you reform this shape. See that? You paste another piece here, you form this shape. See that? You know? So consciously check all these shapes because they are interacting with the whole design. That's how you get an image, right? That will hold the whole kind of shape, design, and rhythm in it. Make sense? Yeah. Okay. So now you try it. Yeah, you can stop now. Right? Yeah. You can start recording if you want, you can close the door, yeah. Okay, say for example, you have a shape. Let's say you have a shape, you found this shape. You don't know the meaning of it. Okay, let's say you found this shape. Okay, let's say this is the primary shape you found. Okay, so you don't know the meaning. So what is the secondary shape? A secondary shape is the one that create the form for you. Create a space structure for you. Okay, for example, now you know this is maybe house, tent, anything that you found on the street that you're drawing. Right? So let's say for example, now this form itself is a flat form, but See, if I have another form that next to it, right, that changing is space structure, right, then you will create another dimension. Okay, so for example, you have this form. So now it's still a flat pattern in between each other, right? But see, if this is darker, let's say, then it tells you this and this are at different kind of angle and space, or different depth in space. So this gives you another dimension. So same thing. Now imagine if this piece, now if let's say this is another shape that links with something else. So it gives you a structure now. This one is in front, this is another wall, there's another wall, this is another wall. See that? This is how it creates depth of space by constructing the form. Now you can even further go to the next level if you are patient enough. Don't jump into drawing directly. So I can even do that now. I can even draw windows here. Okay, so now I have a window. See that? Still, I haven't drawn in each line for the window, but I'm drawing a structure to suggest the window. See that? I didn't go in and draw windows like this. You know? No. Right? I tell you, this window is related to this pattern. It can be even a shadow that casts on it. That is what I mean by secondary level shapes. It constructs the space, it constructs the descriptive power of the structure, not the object details itself. The structure of the object, not the object details. Okay, that's the difference. Okay, for example, you have a tent, you know. Now you are not drawing each figure, you know. You are drawing a group of structure that related to this whole shadow structure underneath the tent, you know. So it may be like 50 figures here, but you are constructing the structural relationship of all the figures in tonal difference. See that? You are constructing all these tonal difference. So this is what I mean by the secondary structure. See, the layer of space comes out not because I draw each figure, right? Because I construct the relationship of each pattern in a secondary level. So I can go to the tertiary level if my painting is huge, right? If let's say my painting is huge, I can go to tertiary level. I know I have objects here, you know, right? Let's say this shape is this big, you know, in actual painting. If I'm painting a like wall mirror, you know, it's possible, right? So you're looking at all these secondary, even tertiary shapes first. Until all these shapes forms your things, don't go in and draw each thing. Restrict yourself, not going into that too fast, right? Try to construct first. Until you cannot do, then only you start drawing. The drawing is the last stage, and then you will find drawing is really minimum. You don't really need that much. So this secondary shape will create a whole space structure for you, right? So don't forget, now I'm just playing with one tone, almost like one tone. Imagine if you have multiple layer of tones, you can really do a lot. See, if I soften, right? I can do so much more, right? And I can link. See that? Now I can have another shape. See, I can have so much to play with. See? I can have so much to play with in the space, right? A lot. No limit. Okay? So think about that, you know. Don't jump into drawing the thing, each thing like that, you know. The drawing only comes last, only when you need, okay, a little bit maybe, you know. Right? At the end, you need a little bit, you know, for enhancing the descriptive power of it. Yeah, and then this still comes to experience. even that, I suggest you don't overdo it. If you don't know when you need it, try to constrain a little bit, don't overdo it. Yeah. Until you learn how to read what is enough, don't do too much of it. Alright? Okay? Understand? Good. Thanks. Okay, now this is what it means. Okay, now basically when you're dealing with images, this is the highest that you want to deal with, and it can be derived to any element that you want to use. Okay, so it's basically talking about soft edges. There's no picture that give you all hard edges. If it's all hard edges, it's useless because you cannot create sequence. Like when you have all hard edges, you cannot create sequence. So how you deal with soft edges? Soft edges is done in two ways. It's like your mathematics. It's called gradient. Yeah. I don't know you heard about it before or not. Okay. So now you have, let's say one dark shade. Let's say I'm using tone to do with this. To deal with this. Okay. So you have a dark shade and then you have a light shade. Now. Okay. And then another case, you have a dark shade. And then you have the light shade. Now. Okay, now which is the case that you work very hard, also you can't change the situation. You can't create soft edge. Which one? The top one or the bottom one? Which one you cannot create soft edges? Okay, I want to create soft edges between the two. Which one you cannot? The bottom one, because why? This gap is too small, right? Okay, so that tells you gap between the two different the two different element, you call it. In here is the tone, right? And one element of the difference of the two shapes, right? You are not able to create any kind of transition. So you will not be able to form the soft edge. So this one you can, because you can create the middle one, right? So you can create a transition edge. So you can go from the dark to the light. So you can create soft edges for that, right? So you know this is one of them. Now give you another situation. Okay? Okay, so imagine these are two shapes. Okay, so are you able to create hard edge in between? Which one you cannot do? Which one you cannot create hard edge? Now I want hard edge. Which one you cannot? Top or bottom? Top or bottom? Which one you cannot create hard edge? Reverse what? Which one? I want to create hard edge between the two. Which one you cannot? Bottom one, because it's similar. So how you do also cannot change. Right? Because there's no difference. Your difference, so now, just now was the gap, now it's the reverse, now it's the difference. Right? Now it's the difference. Right? Difference is equal to 0 for the bottom one. So there's no way to create any edge. So that tells you the mathematics behind. What's the mathematics behind? The difference comes from how much you have on top the difference versus how much gap you have. And that's what? That's the gradient that you learn in mathematics, isn't it? Isn't it? So, two ways to create soft edges. One, you have to have enough gap. Two, you have to have enough difference. No, not much difference for soft edges. Soft edges. For hard edge, you got to have enough difference. Right, so reverse. So either if this difference got to be big. If you want to create hard edges, this difference got to be small for soft edges. So if you want a soft edge, you got to have small here or very big here. Right? Or if you want to have hard edge, the reverse. Right? So how to translate to the actual thing? Right? It's actually here. See, for example, now if I want you to read from here to here in a soft manner, now it's very hard, right? This shape. So how am I going to allow you to read from here to here based on tone? let's say. So I can soften it because I have enough gap. So I have enough gap to play with, right? So I can soften it slowly and then allow you to read to here. Alright. Based on gap. Or if I want a soft edge between this and that, anyway they are similar, so I soften. The difference is not much, so it's very soft. But if I want to create hard edge for this place to show you there are multiple tanks here, then I create enough differences, right? Okay. Right? So I'm using enough differences to tell you that different tank, different position, different place, or different layers even. You know? Okay? Get it? Yeah, so this is the way. Now, if the gap is very small, how hard you work also no use. See, if you want to soften, you got to have enough gap. See, if you have two, then this is very dark, that's very light, there's no way to change it. Only when you reduce the difference, then you can create soft edges. If not, it will be hard. Even how soft you know, if I have a white shape here, so strong, now I can soften, but you cannot see. If I don't have a gap, I can soften until tomorrow, right? Still looks very hard. You know, because why? I don't have enough gap to play, and then the difference is so huge. So there's no way I can soften it. Now, don't believe? Go and see Zone's painting. Now, okay, you see Zone's painting. Every single edge is softened, but it looks hard at certain place. All the painting that Zone did, like many of the figures, subject matter, many of the things, is all softened. The brushwork is all softened at the corner. You know, some of these skin layers and everything is all softened, the forms, but it looks hard at certain place. If you zoom up, it's actually softened. But because the gap, he's playing with the gap. You know, the gap is smaller, it's hardened. The same level of difference when you reduce the gap is harder. So he doesn't have to further harden it physically. You don't have to define it. Now, you don't have to define it because you know. Okay? Now, if I leave the gap that is very small, right? So I can do a little bit even softer, it still looks hard. But it still looks hard, right? So now if I want to soften it, then I create bigger gap, you know? So by playing the gap difference, I can create from hard to soft. Yeah. So that's how you do it. So if you can expand this knowledge, right, into many more things, right, then you will understand what is visual art. It's translated into many things. Your texture, your size, your color, you know, everything actually. Your shapes, your density, even the distribution of things. Everything. Okay? So this is how you generate different things. So I can do it in here, you know. I can soften, harden, and then play, and then you can connect everything together. Yeah. Thanks. How you work with the vertical one? Now it's not difficult at all. It's the same. You can work from top to bottom or bottom to the top. It's a similar idea. It's just stacking differently. Okay. So this one no talking. You can just record. You know. Okay. You ready?
Yes, recorded.
Okay. So just stack things up. You know. So for example, if you have different kind of shapes, let's say. Right, let's say you found some shape. Let's just randomly draw, you know. Okay, so consciously use the four corners. Consciously check against the four corners so that you are composing against it. All right. So now, for example, when you're going to define, like I mentioned just now, the secondary shape. Now, you can create the secondary forms based on what you observe, based on your reference or whatever. Okay. there's no rules for it actually. You are just composing, and then you can always change the shape and design and whatever. Right? So there's no restriction in it. Now, see, like my secondary pattern already pretty much help me form an interesting stacking space. Right? So then I can play with the density. Right? I can change the density. Okay, maybe I have more things here. You know, maybe I have more things here. Right, so I break the difference between here and here. Okay, maybe I have fewer things here. Or I can even erase and create a gap. Right, so you can keep changing, okay? Or you can increase the difference. You know. Oh. So you have different density of things. Okay? This very, very flexible. Yeah, that's how you create so many different. Now, it can be even ground if you want. If you want to ground it, right? You can even stack things up like grounds. Okay, let's say I create a stick. Okay, I use the white. Okay, so I create a stick now. And truly, if you can imagine, this is the wrong perspective, definitely. How can you read like that? And then, you know, it's different, wrong sequence actually. But if you know how to create the sequence correctly, it makes you read. Okay, so let's make this strip look like correct. So you stack it up. You see many of these kind of compositions in comics because they make you read in sequence in that manner. Yeah, now you have the strip. Now you can walk through the street and go up to the building. And then you can create even staircase if you want. Yeah. Like as if you're in Hong Kong. Right? Yeah. And then, so that you have, and then you have more people here. Oh. Right? So the more difference that you create, the shapes and relations in between, you have more chances. You have more chances. There's no end to it. You can always play, you know. You can block, you can block it by shapes. Once you think certain perspective, it doesn't make you make the viewer feel like correct, right? You can block it, you can connect it, you can soften it, you know. So you will read across to whatever you want, to whatever kind of sequence that you want to read, make it read. See that? I can create a gap to make you read according to my sequence. Okay. Even the staircase can go to the sky. You know, you will still make sense. See that? Okay? Get the idea? Yeah. So stacking up the shape and then connecting the shapes. Right, based on soft edges. Right? Thanks.